Hey guys, making sure here from the hub, and guess what's new? Once in my life, I've written a script. Yeah, I guess. Oh god, this isn't gonna go well, or I'm just gonna be ad-libbing like right now, where I just can't England. Anyway, today I'm gonna be talking about roleplay. Like pet peeves, my roleplay preferences, roleplays I've had, and poor experiences with roleplay. My general opinion on roleplay as well. So let's start with my preferences, since it'll make my opinions on the other subjects make more sense, obviously. On the topic of length, I'm not too bothered about it. I like short ones and long ones. Oh god, I just realised how out of context that could be taken. Although I will default to longer messages when starting. Around 800 to 1500 characters. As long as the read more button is visible on my phone, I'm satisfied with the length of the message. Style is something I have a varied opinion on. I've roleplayed on many different platforms: Wattpad, Minecraft, Amino and Discord, and I'm very aware of what goes on and what is suitable for more common roleplay platforms: Instagram, DeviantArt, Kick. Style depends on the platform. Applications like Wattpad, DeviantArt, Amino, and Discord is more suited to third-person story-like responses. Examples of which can be seen now, maybe, depends how I edit this. Minecraft and Instagram are more suited to script-style roleplay involving asterisks, example shown on screen. Kick is more of a wildcard and is used commonly for off-platform smart roleplay, though it depends on which platform the roleplayers are coming from. Characters are also something I'm not too bothered about. Personally, I have a preference to roleplay characters that are apathetic, blunt, irritable, or just have a secret. I also prefer to play intelligent characters. I do have characters I like to roleplay that don't really fall into those categories, but they most commonly fit into the aforementioned. This is because having friction between two characters or having a secret revealed later makes for a more interesting roleplay, in my personal opinion. Although I do have characters like this that don't fall into those categories, I just don't roleplay them. Like in my comic, I have Jen and Leela. They don't really, well, I think Jen doesn't. I think it's just like, because Dustin is blunt, Isaac is smart, I think Leela's just edgy. And then Duncan. Oh god, Duncan. Anyway, moving on. I think that for romantic roleplay, 2 weeks into roleplay should pass first. This is a personal preference based on real life science involving propinquity. God, what is England? Involving propinquity and pacing the roleplay nicely. 2 weeks of frequent interaction between characters, I mean. In terms of Wattpad replies, a minimum of 600 messages, unless a character is particularly clingy. I'm actually really happy with platonic roleplays as well. Like, I've had them a lot with one of my friends and it turns out great. For example, sometimes I will have a character that gets more attached, such as, I'm just going to use the example of Aaron. That's the roleplay I have going on with them now. So Aaron, he doesn't really like things. He's only canonically 7 because he's a puppet. He's me. But he doesn't really understand humans that well. So he's really selfish and wouldn't, if he made friends with someone such as, I'm just going to use the name now, it makes sense like this. Senpai's character Hunter, so if we made friends with them, which he has, he wouldn't want other people getting near them, because they're like, nah mate, go away. And the same thing for like Kyle, because in that roleplay I was canonically friends before, but Kyle's dead in that roleplay. Oh, I love ad-libbing. Anyway, also note that I have a strong preference to write seriously in roleplays. I'm also asexual, but I will participate in Smart for Friends. I mean, it's sort of boring for me. I don't really enjoy it, but I'll just do it for friends. Why not? Let's briefly run over pet peeves. No, these are Wattpad pet peeves since it's my preferred platform to roleplay on. One-liners. Story like roleplay should be longer than one line. When a roleplayer coming onto your book doesn't read and follow the rules. When your time zone isn't considered, or when a roleplayer is ignorant of you sleeping, purposely ignorant. Let me just say this for a moment. So in the rules of my roleplay book, at the very bottom of it, I say, I'm English, I'm in the English time zone, right mate? And only tag me once a day. Only tag me once a day, then rules, my time zone's at the end of the chapter. So when you're on a roleplay, you have to read to rules and say, yeah, I'm following those rules. So you would think that someone would only tag me after a day, and perhaps when I'm clearly not asleep, because I do say my time zone very vocally. But nope, I get tagged. I have people tag me every 2 hours while I'm asleep, and it's just madness. Sorry, I just wanted to rant about that. When the wrong tense is being used / incorrect tense, an example is going to pop up here because I really want to show this one. This roleplayer thing keeps using would, like he would say, which means that he hasn't actually said it, but this person is using it as the past tense, while also actually simultaneously using the past tense. So what I mean is not knowing what tense means instead of, you know what I mean, just using the wrong tense. The grammar is so incorrect that it's impossible to understand. Example shown here. Oh god, I had so much trouble deciphering that. Absurdly dramatic roleplays, especially in a short period of time. Things shouldn't get dramatic that quickly, and things shouldn't get ridiculously over-dramatic. Not at all. That's just dumb. And stereotypical characters or nonsense characters. For example, I have this one roleplayer come to my book with a really shy character, which is stereotypical in itself, but it's also a nonsense character because it has split personality disorder without even saying it in the form, but only for one roleplay. And it's like, mate, you have to specify that. That's the whole point of making a form. Oh god. Now that's covered, let's move on to roleplay experiences. I have this section dedicated to people I have gotten permission from to share roleplays. Any other roleplays or anything I share will have OC names blocked out, along with usernames blocked out. Just to show examples of what I mean. Oh wait, quick back onto the stereotypical character nonsense stuff. Don't say, oh, your character's cute, or oh, she's funny like that. This example shown on screen, just don't, because the other person's OC might not think that about your character. So it's generally a bad idea to say, oh, my character's beautiful, oh, she's funny like that, because the OC might disagree and they're like, lol, not funny. Anyway, first ones I'm going to discuss is roleplays I've had with a friend of mine. Oh, this makes me laugh so much, because I asked them, hey, is this script alright with you? And they said, yeah, just change this one bit. And now I just have a typical line with a friend of mine in bold over it. It's great anyway. I've had with a friend of mine who I'm going to refer as Senpai for all the time I talk about her and her roleplays. First, let's briefly talk about who Senpai is. An awesome human being who's funny and a bloody joy. Over the years I've known her, I feel like we've become close and can we talk about how awesome... what is England? And can we talk about how awesome her art is? Like, this shit is awesome. I like it. Me gusta. It's great. Anyways, roleplays. The first roleplay I've had with her, me having just gotten into roleplay, has had a shorter reply length, but I think it was still compelling. Between my character Finian, who was in his early stages, and more ranked stages, and Senpai's on-the-fly character called Lucy. She was taking a break from her preferred OC to roleplay, but Lucy still existed in the world of her other OCs. It was just like she wanted to take a break, so that's Lucy. The grammar was great. The grammar was good. I can't read my own handwriting, god damn it. The grammar was good and there's not much to say other than it ended after a temporary deletion of her account. Other roleplays consisted of me choosing an OC from my ridiculous pantheon of OCs and her main, Hunter. From what I've been told, Hunter is not Senpai's self-insert. Hunter is a character from Senpai's story, and is simply the one she likes the most. Since I don't want to spoil her story, this is all I'm going to say about her characters. Hunter has hips, Kyle is her brother, and Jack is their friend. Jack is also daddy, specifically my daddy, so fuck off. Kyle can also fuck off too. That shit picture was thin on my non-existent relation with daddy. Fuck off, Kyle. Quick note. Sometimes in our roleplays we'll go, Senpai says, or a writer does as a joke. Examples on screen, maybe, depends how I feel. But this isn't advisable for normal RP. Also, Hunter's named after a ceiling fan! The next roleplay I'm going to be talking about, nice smacking the table with my elbow there, is another friend of mine. All I've gotten permission from all my friends, and the snippets I'll show you later that aren't from my friends will not be a lot and have, I say, usernames edited out. I'll call Domino for this video. I've had one completed roleplay with Domino. To me, we both decided that the roleplay was kinda dead. 2 roleplays going on as current, and a couple that have been dropped at the very start. So I really appreciate their patience with my bullshit. Like, goddamn, I'm terrible with replying and terrible when I want to roleplay, just Jesus. The first roleplay I've had with Domino was between my OC Grayson and her OC Rana. Rana. That's an English name too. How do you pronounce that? I actually have a scripted Google one as Google how to pronounce things as well, but this one isn't even scripted. This one I just don't know. I need to. Jesus. On Google, pull through. Pronouncenames.com. Reina. Okay, it's Reina. It's Reina. And her OC Reina is pretty good. The grammar was good, the plot was interesting until it started to die, and Domino is basically... I need to find the page. Domino is basically the only roleplayer who has given meaning to smut scenes. Just bear with me a moment, it's going to sound ridiculous, but just bear with me. Smut is normally rather bland for me, but those scenes with Domino actually did end up impacting the plot multiple times. This ended up making Smut interesting because I was always curious about how it would impact the plot. Smut is normally a bore for me, so it was a nice change. Her characters are realistic and do seem like they could exist in real life, so GG no re Domino. Another friend of mine, Luke, is someone I've had countless, literally too many for my lazy self to count, roleplays. I can't even tell you what a first roleplay was, so I'll just list the basics of the roleplays I remember from the top of my head. You ready? I'm also gonna have like a counter on screen, maybe, hopefully. I hope I remember to do that. Ready? 3, 2, 1, speedrun. A roleplay between a witch and a necromancer falling in love with history teacher hijinks. To accompany that, a roleplay about a changeling becoming progressively more interested in a supervillain, but the supervillain had interested the changeling with... Because the supervillain has interested the changeling with potential. You know, it's supposed to be speedrun, but I'm failing already. A roleplay about a PTSD kitsune nearly killing a drug addict. A roleplay between an incubus and Neko-sans. A roleplay between a flirty Christmas elf and a flirty vampire. A roleplay between a yandere-like time traveller and a bird shifter. A roleplay between the sin of gluttony and a vampire. A roleplay that barely started between a wizard and a phoenix. A roleplay about a kitsune and a guy who knows when someone is lying. A roleplay barely started when between a god and a demigod. A roleplay between a puppet and a naive boy. A roleplay between a doll and a shapeshifter. A roleplay between a rich guy and a homeless guy. A roleplay between a karma spirit and a shy demon. A barely started roleplay between a universe hopper and a broken guy. A roleplay between an apathetic and Era Sans. I think that's all the roleplays. I don't know. Just a couple overview things to note. Luke likes to capitalize words to place emphasis on... I turned the page over, but I did that earlier. God damn it. Luke likes to capitalize words to place emphasis on them. I personally wouldn't do that because I value perfect capitalization. But it's a good idea and there's no problem with it. Much like how I have types of character I like to roleplay most, they seem to have a type as well. This type appears to be characters with depressing backgrounds. I believe I saw them say it was to express themselves, which is perfectly fine. I only bring this up to give the general advice of diversifying character backgrounds in terms of tone and events. It's good to keep differences even if the personality is the same, because you can reach similar personalities even with completely different backgrounds. It's this EYO Children. The next friend also do switch up your OC's personalities. You should be able to tell the difference between at least 5 different OCs. If not, you might want to sort that out. The next friend's roleplay I'll be talking about is... The fuck? How do you pronounce that? Fucking... Freaking... Name hard to say. Hanbokka. Nope, fuck that. I'm just gonna use the English version. I'll call them Euphoria because I can't be asked to pronounce the Korean. That's like her Wattpad name in English is just Korean, but like in English it's Euphoria, so that's what I'm calling her. I've had a few different roleplays with Euphoria, the first being between my OC Cygrus and their OC Liam. Though I enjoyed the roleplay at the time, and have fun. I can't England, god damn it. This was supposed to be more streamlined because I have a script, like yay, but no, I'm failing. Although I enjoyed the roleplay at the time and have fond memories of it, I can understand Euphoria's dislike of slice of life roleplay. Something more interesting could always be happening, and I also find myself drifting from slice of life nowadays. Our current roleplay is on her scenario book, where I'm using my OC Astrov. It's a murder mystery, and I'm interested so far. And I really like roleplaying Astrov, like Astrov is... Astrov, my daddy. She has good grammar, interesting OCs, and puts a lot of effort into her characters. On the topic of Euphoria, I want you to pin something in your mind. Euphoria always makes sure to tell people to not just roleplay with her males, and to include her submissive males if it's yaoi. Pin it because we're talking about the subject later if I remember to put it into the script. If not, I'm just going to ad-lib it or just completely forget. Another roleplay I've had is with a friend I'm calling Aura. I've only had one roleplay with her and I'm growing rather lazy writing the script, so this section will be rather short. It was between my OC Bo and her OC Shino. A door just opened. Fuck off, cats! And her OC Shino. It's about doing some Dr. Science stuff, and since I'm Sano with no life, I was proper into it. Her grammar is good and her style is very distinctive. We've actually discussed her style when talking about her book, the written thought process being similar to a 16-year-old. There's nothing wrong with writing with a certain age, by the way. Everyone has their own writing style. I prefer a style that's story-like and themes adult-like. So, you know. Oh my god, freaking Wattpad alive while I'm recording a script. God damn you. I'm gonna quickly maybe speed run. There's not a lot left, we'll see. I've also had roleplays with a friend I'm calling Elliot. How to sentence, I don't know. They're all yaoi. Could someone ask for anything more? Well, yes, but I just enjoy yaoi for personal reasons I won't get into. Clean yaoi. Also, I've had one yaoi roleplay with another friend I'll call Kidnappable. I'm combining these two because I generally have the same thing to say about these two. Their grammar is good, their characters are believable, and their roleplays are interesting. Kidnappable always gave shorter responses, but that doesn't make her roleplays less interesting. It's still very compelling, but I get to see the thought process of Elliot's characters, which I like to see in roleplays. Now I'm going to tell you about a less than desirable experience I've had with a roleplayer. Before I slip back into my dickish persona, I'd like to preface this with a serious thing. The person I'm going to be talking about has ADHD, and I'm going to briefly be mentioning their fetishes, furry, inflation and vor. Although I personally find vor, inflation and furries odd as sexual fetishes, I can't understand inflation or vor, but I can furry sort of. and I do not mean to insult these fetishes with any jokes I make or to insult this person's ADHD. Do not witch hunt them by going onto my book or anything like that. So this person came onto my roleplay book like any other roleplayer, and I didn't think much of it. They broke my rule about one-liners, which has happened multiple times before, and there's normally no issue. I tagged them on the no one-liner rule, or just held them to write more. So I tagged this person on the rule, and instead of going okay, like any other roleplayer, they said, I'm not going to follow this rule because I have ADHD. You shouldn't roleplay how you want and cater to me. I could have done that way more obnoxious, but I only realised I don't know obnoxious to halfway. To paraphrase at least, the real message is shown on screen. Though, I'm not really lying about the general tone of the thing. I responded politely, but they just said they were going to leave. Despite their rudeness on other roleplay chapters, I still continued to be respectful. They used their mental illness as an excuse, which they really shouldn't do. ADHD doesn't impair someone's ability to write an extra 3 words. Now this person also has a fairy vor and inflation book. I only bring this up because I suspect that this person would also use ADHD as an excuse to justify those books, which they really shouldn't. In general, I think roleplay is brilliant. It's a fun way... It's fun to make stories with a friend and to create characters. I personally would recommend it, but that's not the end of the sentence, but I thought... That's the end of the sentence, but I thought it wasn't, so I just went high-pitched for no reason. Now, here's a visual montage of things I wouldn't recommend when role-playing on Wattpad. Maybe me just saying some things over it. Oh yeah, while that montage is going on, while this montage is going on, I'm just gonna tell you about the yaoi chicken. Me and Euphoria, we call the males chicken wings, by the way. So on the chicken wing subject, all that happens on a book, that all people that join always go for a males, and if it's yaoi, they always go for a dominant males, never a submissive, which can be really annoying because you want to roleplay your females and want to roleplay your submissive males. I try to mix up which ones I go on to when I go to a book. I personally prefer yaoi roleplays the most, but I will still roleplay with her females because it's preferable for her. And I don't mind. I don't really mind what genders I roleplay with. It's fine, it's whatever. It's just whatever. But make sure when you go to the book, you try to keep in mind somebody's preferred characters to play and not to leave out characters, and try to avoid chapters that have a lot of people role-playing on them, because they'll get sick and old for the role-player's book if they just have to keep role-playing the same characters or same type of character. Anyway, this is Megatrio from the Hub, signing out. Also, wait, don't forget to make love to that subscribe button. I mean it, like, give it good, hard love making. Like, put some proper bondage, BDSM and that. Maybe get, like, Daddy on it, he's like a solid bottom. Why not? I smack up that like button, please. Please love me. Punch the notification bell. I don't know, other extreme actions that will get you to pay attention to this and do all the things I'm saying, like comment about how dumb this outro is. It's Megatrio from the Hub, signing out.